Today's video is brought to you by Grey Viking Games. Click the link in the description below to buy MTG Arena codes for cosmetics, packs, and more.
Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and today we are playing some Silverquill Control. Going through each of the different colleges. If you guys are looking forward to certain colleges, let me know down in the comments below, and make sure you guys hit the subscribe button because there's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming out here, and let's dive into this one. So I wanted to play a deck that kind of used Killian's ability, Killian, Ink Duelist, 2 mana, 2/2 lifelink menace, spells that you cast that target a creature cost 2 less to cast. That means we can target opponent's creatures as well with Heartless Acts, with Bloodchief's Thirst. If it targets a creature, then we actually get a reduction on the kicker cost because it is a cost to cast the card. And so we can end up doing the kicker cost for 2 mana as long as it targets a creature. If it targets a planeswalker or anything like that, then it changes, but still it's awesome. We also have the same type of thing with Baleful Mastery getting a little bit cheaper as well. Silverquill Command, if it has the ability to target one of our own creatures and let us draw a card, that can become a 2 mana spell, which is awesome. And basically we want to have a lot of spells, a lot of ways to be able to make sure that we keep casting stuff. Plumb the Forbidden, which can go crazy with Magecraft, especially with Sedgemoor Witch. 3 mana 3/2, we saw this in the Pest deck the other day. That it's just busted. It goes crazy. This is our what's the young pyromancer basically of this set, and it's, I think, about as good as young pyromancer because it makes better creatures, it has protection, and it has a better body. 3/2 with menace and protection. It's a decent card. The full protection of pay 3, most people are willing to pay that against something like this, but if it ever goes off, it's crazy. And that lets us kind of have this combo with Plumb the Forbidden and Sedgemoor Witch, and maybe Blot Out the Sky, making a bunch of tokens for us as well, to use Professor Onyx's Magecraft ability and go crazy. So that's kind of our main win condition. 6 mana, 5/5. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So Tendrils of Agony ability with Storm basically, and we get to storm off with Plumb the Forbidden and a bunch of creatures out. So Professor Onyx also has a bunch of abilities that work really well with things like Tergrid. So first one, you lose life, you look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, the rest into your graveyard. So we get to fill the graveyard. We actually don't have a lot of ways to bring back stuff from the graveyard in this version of the deck. I was debating on building something more like that. With this one, it's more just, that's good card draw for us. It's great, it's nice, it's awesome. -3, each opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures that player controls. One of the biggest issues with sacrifice effects, like target opponent sacrifice, I think it's an edict effect is how people call it. This one is an edict for the biggest creature, which if we have a Tergrid out, that's great, and that goes along the curve. Tergrid on turn 5, Professor Onyx, sacrifice their biggest thing, we get their biggest thing. Great stuff. And then the -8, each opponent may discard a card. If they don't, they lose 3 life, then repeat the process 6 more times, so it's 7 times in total. So if we have Tergrid out, again, it's just awesome. And so we had to bring Tergrid in here, also just for Tergrid's Lantern, because we are playing a control deck with a bunch of removal. We do have Doomskar in here, which does create a board wipe effect with the different pests that we have and a bunch of different ways to be gaining life. It kind of is a fumigate almost for our deck, which is really, really nice. And every once in a while, we're going to need to fire this off, which is just better than having a bunch of targeted removal. But for the most part, we're trying to build our side of the board and just keep them from being able to get enough stuff out with target removal. So we are almost playing like a tempo-y control deck with all the removal that we have, kind of mid-rangey almost as well. Shadrix Silverquill actually comes in here. I think that we're playing the exact deck that we need to be able to make this useful. At the same time, though, you have to have the perfect situation for Shadrix Silverquill to work, so I'm only putting 1 in. But 5 mana, 2/5, flying and double strike. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may choose 2, but each mode must target a different player. So target player creates a 2/1 white and black inkling creature token flying. That's really nice for us to get an extra creature. That's sweet. Target player draws a card and loses 1 life. We love that, but we also don't ever want to give opponent a chance to draw cards. And then target player puts a +1/+1 counter on each creature they control. This is probably the one that we were wanting to give to the opponent the most often, because we don't want them to draw a card first off. Maybe making them lose life can be useful, but we don't want them to draw cards for them usually. We don't want to give them a creature to block our Shadrix Silverquill right away, especially because double strike, that's immediately blocking 4 points of damage right away. And so we're hoping that they don't have that many creatures, or creatures, they might have one creature that doesn't matter. And if they get a counter onto the one creature, that's fine. But every once in a while, when we have a million pests out on the battlefield, or not even a million, like 5, or a bunch of, inklings or whatever, and we have Shadrix put counters onto all of our stuff, and maybe they're tapped out or have like 1 mana up, so letting them draw a card won't matter that much. We put counters onto everything and swing in for a million. This card can be really busted. And so I'm really excited for Shadrix, but it definitely it has to be the right situation on the board for it to actually be good. I do think that you can kind of take control of the situation enough with it that you should be able to do so. But we'll see. Especially if you have like target removal, you can remove the 2/1 white black inkling token. You have to have instant speed removal though, and so we'll see how that goes. And that's basically the deck. A Baleful Mastery. Reading through some of the newer cards. 4 mana instant, you may pay 2 rather than its spell's cost. If 2 mana was paid, an opponent draws a card, but if you pay 4, both sides, you just exile target creature or planeswalker. So you can pay 2 and they get to draw a card for that. If you're not, then this is where Killian comes in, where we can pay 2 anyway, and not have to force him to exile a creature. And so that's where Killian becomes really awesome. It is a legendary creature, so I'm only playing 3 copies of it. It's not like we're going to have it all of the time, but still just having lifelink and menace is nice. Having a bunch of menace creatures means that we can keep swinging in for damage, especially with like Tergrid, Sedgemoor Witch, and Inkling. We have a bunch of evasive creatures, Shadrix, and then we do get to go wide with our board. So I'm really excited to play this second, see how it goes. Silverquill Command, I didn't actually read all the way through this one. 4 mana sorcery, target creature gets +3 and gains flying until in turn. That's great to put onto our lifelink and menacer. Like all of a sudden just getting, you know, a Lyra every once in a while is pretty sweet stuff. Return target creature card with mana value 2 or less from the graveyard to battlefield. We can get back our Killian. Target player draws a card and loses 1 life. So we would love to draw cards. And then also target opponent sacrifices a creature, works with Tergrid. Blot Out the Sky, last card here. And then we'll get into gameplay. Blot Out the Sky, X and Silverquill mana. Sorcery, create X tapped 2/1 white and black inkling creature tokens with flying. If X is 6 or more, destroy all non-creature, non-land permanents. So non-creature, non-land permanents is not necessarily what we want because it does destroy Professor Onyx, but that's basically the only ones that we're going to end up having. And so if an opponent has a bunch of, you know, banishing lights, a bunch of enchantments and equipments, artifacts, whatever, this destroys all of those, and planeswalkers as well. But that does mean we get to keep our creatures out there. The biggest issue I don't like about Blot Out the Sky is it brings out a bunch of tapped creatures. If this was non-tapped creatures, it would be huge. But bringing them all out as tapped creatures is a little bit iffy. That's why it's only 1 of in the deck. All right, otherwise we're running 26 lands. I have Castle Locthwains, Castle Ardenvales. I'm trying out Snarls again, bringing in a couple Triomes because I do want to have the ability to cycle at some points. And also, I have red mana in here because you could end up bringing in like Tybalt into this deck as well. And so if you guys are wanting to do something like that, you can. So this is the deck. Let's go and jump into the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. Here we go. All right, up against Pathfinder, and we do have the Snarl. Unfortunately, Castle Locthwain is coming in tapped at the moment, but I think I'll probably lead off with that and then Snarl. We have card draw. We have Killian. This is good hand. We'll keep this for sure. It's a Yorion deck. Well, lead off with Castle Locthwain, pass the turn. I am playing in free play again, just because, like I was saying before, I tend to run into more interesting decks in this kind of format, and that's what I want to be doing. All right, so do we get at Killian here, which probably dies to removal? I can bring it back with Silverquill Command, so sure. Yeah, I think they have Heartless Act here. I'm excited to see how this card does. We even just barely got the avatar as well, so sweet stuff. I was hoping that we could hold up Plumb the Forbidden with the Killian. Just drawing 2 cards with it is so much better than not. Pass the turn. At the same time, though, I'm totally fine spending this. You know, 2 mana to draw a card is still not the absolute worst. Every once in a while, when you get to draw 2 cards with it, is amazing. If you draw 5 cards with this, it is probably one of the most busted cards of all time. You know, it's just such a good card. So yeah, Plumb the Forbidden is a great, fantastic card. I think that if you're playing just about any number of creatures, or if you do have the ability to have the creatures that you're willing to sacrifice, it's good stuff. Looks like it's Esper control. All right, 4 color now. All right, Birth and Militus. Grabs the planes. Yeah, I think I will go ahead and just draw 1 card here. We do want to find one of these in the late game for the combo with Lillian, but for the most part, we don't really care about it. This is only sorcery speed. I think we're going to go ahead and fire it off now. All right, so draw, target opponent, returns creature. So turn there, and we'll draw a card. There we go. And with Menace, we can dodge around this pretty well. So much removal. Rude. jerk. Blot Out the Sky gets us 2 Inklings right now. This is actually really good. This is probably one of the best cards against Yorion deck because it destroys all of the extra stuff over here. And so if we can get up to the mana, that's really nice. So let's go ahead and throw out a Triome. Let's foretell a Doomskar. I don't have the black mana right now for the Castle Locthwain. Also, I don't want to draw with this full of a hand. And we'll pass the turn. They do get to peek at our hand with the Elsa's Nightmare. They probably do take a Blot Out the Sky, actually. So maybe I should have... I could have gone for like Bloodchief's Thirst and got rid of that. Well, whatever. Let's see if they really know about Blot Out the Sky. We have duplicates of everything except that, so they probably do take out Blot Out the Sky. Takes a Heartless Act. Gonna play out a Yorion here. Cycles, okay. We don't care to kill this wall basically at any time. We're fine with that. Also, it's Nightmare again. All right, X has to be 6. So we can get out 4 creatures here. I think that they've forced us to discard this one if we don't do it now. They might have a Doomskar in hand, but let's force them to have it. Yeah, play out Blot Out the Sky. 8 power on the board. That's a decent threat. They know that we have removal for their stuff for forever. Discards another Heartless Act. That's fine. This only hits creatures and planeswalkers. I don't know why. I keep thinking that it's destroy any permanent, but that's not the case. It's only creature planeswalker. Shark Typhoon. Do we want to draw with Castle Locthwain here? Most likely. Throw this out on black mana. I'm debating if I want to like get rid of one Bloodchief's Thirst to be able to draw something else here. I don't think our life total is too low just yet. Exiles our graveyard again. Nothing there. Shark Typhoon can get scurry. They're getting close to... They actually can play Yorion all in one turn now. So that's a good thing to remember. Brings Yorion. Alright, draw with Castle Locthwain. We can actually draw... We're 1 land away from being able to draw twice with Castle Locthwain, which is really nice. We do have to start gaining life somewhere, because we do hurt ourselves a lot in this deck as well. Castle Ardenvale is not bad. Alright, so they have some sort of response here with the Shark Typhoons, but still getting in for 8 is decent. Heartless Act kills one of them. Cool. And now can block and trade with another one. At least we're trading off, and so that's not the absolute worst. Alright, how much mana do we have? We're 1 shy of being able to do Castle Ardenvale and Castle Locthwain. Debating what I want to do here. I think card draw in general is still going to be the best thing for us. I could Bloodchief's Thirst and kill the wall here so that our Castle Ardenvale becomes a little bit better, and it doesn't hurt us as much with the Castle Locthwain. I don't want to lose too many of these. We've already had a couple of discard spells hit us. I'm not too worried about the Shark Typhoon because we do have a lot of removal in Doomskar if we ever need a reset. And so I think I am going to go ahead and just kill the wall real quick. I'm not sure if that's necessary. That's saving us 1 point of life, basically, right now. But it is also potentially doing more damage with the Castle Ardenvale. I'm guessing we're going to have to Doomskar soon, though. We need a way to destroy this. And we lost the Blot Out the Sky. I think that's our only way to destroy it. I couldn't hold into hand, though, because they had discards. So, yeah, whatever. It's how it goes. All right, creates a bunch of big dudes.
We are angry about that. All right, well, we draw a card. Definitely don't want them to draw a card here, so pass to my turn. Play Snarl, show planes. All right, so I can Bloodchief's Thirst, kill the shark, and then see if I want a Doomskar. I'm gonna go ahead and swing in first here. This lets us swing in, lets me know if I want to have a chance to draw another card. I could Baleful Mastery here as well, but it's not worthwhile for these guys. If it is just the two, I don't want them to draw a card here. All right, now we might go for the Baleful Mastery instead, because you can still draw a card and play that. Do I play it now? They might have a counter spell later. Ooh, we'll pass the turn. Is that land? Yeah. No card for you. If they want to spend a counterspell just to draw this one card, like that's fine. Totally fine there. Yorion comes out. Yep. All right. Lots and lots of things. We're gonna go ahead and draw a card now. Ooh, and an Archon, sweet. All right, so the Doomskar here is fantastic. Ooh, and a Tergrid. Okay, then. The only issue is that they have the Shark Typhoon, basically, now. Keeps 2 on top. For the love. All right, first off, Plumb the Forbidden, sacrifice 1. Draw 2 cards, Professor Onyx, not bad. Doomskar. Now, do I want to play out Tergrid, which we have Professor Onyx to kind of get rid of their biggest threat. At the same time, though, if it's tokens, we don't actually get them back. Or I can go for the Lantern, which is typically better in a more controlling matchup here. We actually have a lot of mana as well, so let's go Tergrid's Lantern. We're going to go ahead and activate it now. They have lots of permanents to sacrifice, so they shouldn't worry too much about that. But once we can activate this enough times, hopefully it'll be good. Dude. Shark Typhoon. There's a Doomskar. Sweet. Alright, that was a sweet draw. And we have the land for Professor Onyx here. I messed up. I should have played Onyx first. Oops. Yeah, a million things to sacrifice, so they're not worried about this point right now. Yeah, draw a card. Well, we'll take a Tergrid. Down to 7. This is getting a little bit tight. Grab stuff from the sideboard. They probably have ways to destroy this. They might have an Ugin in the sideboard too. I don't know why you wouldn't play at least one Ugin here. All right, play out Tergrid. We get to gain life with this as well, which is awesome. So we want to make sure that this dies. They don't, they lose 3 life. Okay, getting up to the ultimate here is definitely worthwhile. So let's go ahead and draw a card. I want to see if we find removal or something here. Sedgemoor Witch is awesome. Unfortunately, we can't play that and the Silverquill Command.
There's gotta be something useful.
Let's go ahead and use this. I don't want to take a hit from the 3/3 here. And so we are going to bring back... Oh wait, we don't have a Killian in the graveyard anymore, right? Who's calling me? Stinking people. Can I draw another card? We're gaining 1 life as we do this. So draw a card, and so yeah, we do get to gain some life here. So this should be fine. We go back up to 7 or 8, yeah. But no, we go to 7 because we lose life here. And now I can play Sedgemoor Witch. All right, well, do I commit to the board here? They have something on the top deck. I'm gonna hold off. I mean, we did give ourselves lethal in hand. But this is a good enough threat to deal with what they're doing. Man, I like this deck. This deck is feeling solid. You know, if we can get to the ultimate with Onyx here as well, good stuff. Oh, they sacrificed the permanent. That's right. Any of these things, yeah, we'll take action. Sure, we'll get a bird and gain some life. Why not? There's the Ugin. All right. Kind of expected that. They have to do -7 here. Oh, that's brutal. That is brutal. They lose a lot there. Okay. Sedgemoor Witch. Draw a card. We still have the ability to Castle Locthwain as well. Ugh. Or Castle Ardenvale. If I can cast a spell here, I think we pass a turn. We're gonna have to win with Castle Ardenvale. They, yeah, take up here. Oh, then can we beat them with Castle Ardenvale? You have to pay 3 life to be able to activate the ability here. So it has ward, so it's yeah, so pay 3 life. Yeah, resolve. Maybe I should have drawn another card there. I don't know. Down to 5.
My flames burn.
Okay, we need them to not top deck anything amazing. Please no. Please, please, please no. Maybe I should have just drawn a card there instead. Oh wait, no. Fabled Passage out, Sedgemoor Witch out. We'll crack Fabled Passage, draw a card. Oh, rude. Saw it coming. Thin the deck a little bit. Castle Locthwain. Bloodchief's Thirst, kill Ugin. Attack him. Yes! Yes! Oh my goodness, what a game. That was fantastic. I'm surprised they scooped it up there. They still could have found, they had 3 turns basically to find stuff. We weren't making a token that turn, but we also had 2 draws a turn that they didn't, and so we were definitely ahead there. That was awesome. Up against Action Samurai, man, every time I see cool people's names, I'm like, you know what? I didn't pick a good enough name. All right, keep this hand. Bloodchief's Thirst, we'll see if is good enough against Jangotha decks. There's so many different Jangotha decks nowadays. So we'll see. Swamp. Pass the turn. I kind of like that if you get the book, you get a new book like every couple of levels, which is fun stuff, I suppose. Let's act like we're mono black for a moment. Why not? Pass the turn. Playing mind games with them, not give them any information until, you know, until next turn. Worthy Knight? Okay, Knights. What? Okay, Bloodchief's Thirst. Kill that. I think we have like the perfect deck for this, and so this will be fun. We're gonna want to get out Tergrid before we Silverquill Command, if possible. Worthy Knight and Fervent Champion makes a token. All right, here. Double Bloodchief's Thirst. Not bad. Okay. We can force him to sacrifice a creature. That doesn't help us as much here. I think Tergrid is going to come out and be a really good blocker for them, though, especially if I'm taking care of enough of their stuff here. Jengatha in the Knights deck. I guess that makes sense. Showdown on the Scalds. There's some card draw. As their own Bloodchief's Thirst, that means they have an answer for Tergrid here. Plumb the Forbidden. We can make a token and block. I need double white for Castle Ardenvale and double black for Castle Locthwain. So I think Castle Ardenvale is what we're going for right now, but I'm not sure if we get too far behind here because they can play out so many creatures. We really need to draw a card here. And not sure if I want to do that with Plumb the Forbidden. Or just draw a card with Silverquill. I can like make him lose this human at least. It slows him down, and then try to find the Doomskar. Sure. Draws a card. Target opponent. Okay. Blot Out the Sky. Not the worst. That at least gives us some extra turns to find Doomskar. They have a 5th land. Tap land. Okay. Triome, we will get out tapped. Removal. Are they going to have lots of removal in this deck? Let's, we can go Blot Out the Sky into Plumb the Forbidden, draw a million cards, try to find the Doomskar, and we'd actually have enough mana potentially to play Doomskar the same turn that we draw it. But we take a big hit here. We also lose a bunch on Plumb the Forbidden. I think that we go Tergrid here. Yep. And we just hope they sacrifice. We'll take action. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay. I mean, that's what I was planning on doing the whole time, guys. Clearly. Obviously, that was my plan. Oh, gosh. We need to kill this somehow so that Silverquill gives us one of these guys. So they can put the counter onto Worthy Knight, so we take 5, but we still are able to block other stuff. Professor Onyx off the top would be pretty sweet too. We actually have enough mana to play Sedgemoor Witch and Silverquill, which is nice. Inspiring Veteran. Counter there. Hits him with the 4. No blocks. Takes 6. Down to 11. All right, Doomskar? Nope, not a Doomskar. Too many creatures out there too. All right, so we'll go Sedgemoor Witch. This at least gives us some good blockers. And Tergrid gets bigger, which is nice. Do I care to throw out Fabled Passage here? Thin out the deck a little bit? I don't think I really care. Throw this out on black mana this time. Silverquill Command. I think we still want to just draw a card here. I can give Tergrid flying, but I want to block right now anyway. So, draw a card. Counter again onto Tergrid. Create a pest. Down to 10. No attacks. Man, Blot Out the Sky can be great. General Kudrow. All right, I see what's going down here. Okay, if they don't have removal for this pest, we're good. Otherwise, we do get into some trouble here. Fervent Champion, they probably have another 1 or 2 drop. They're going to go really wide with these tokens. We're probably going to have to Doomskar, even with Tergrid out there, no matter what. If we find it. so many dudes. Man, and this is where Blot Out the Sky becomes such an issue. Blot Out the Sky here is amazing, but they come in tapped. Like, why do they come in tapped? It's so dumb. Sacrifice 2 token creatures too. Is this lethal? It is lethal right now. Yeah, good game. Wow, man, what a hand. The second Showdown of the Skull, it's definitely... was that the second one? Yeah, that was the second one. Yeah, that destroyed us. Showdown of the Skulls is such a good card. It really is. It's fantastic. We never found the Doomskar, and we dug pretty deep for it, and that's just going to happen sometimes. Yeah. Up against Frownful Monk, which is a Yorion deck. Mulligan this one. Need some multiple colors. Keep this. This isn't fantastic against their deck, but Blot Out the Sky usually is a pretty good card against them. I think Tergrid's the best. Doomskar can be useful, but I think we're going to drop that for now. Heartless Act at least has early game interaction. In case it's... There's a couple different versions of Yorion. There's like a Hate Bears type of version. I'm not sure what's going to be coming out right now with new stuff. Mill? See, that's not the one I expected. Not at all. Oh, geez. The Lantern side I don't think will do quite as well then. We need to go aggro here. Somehow. Man, we lost our Shadrix. Rude. Yorion Mill. That is a new one. That is something I've not expected at any point. Alright, sir. Maybe this is like Yorion Rogues. That would be disgusting. Play tapped land. Pass the turn. I don't think we have anything to Heartless Act. Unless it is Rogues. Let's see if they have counter spells. They might have Drown in the Lock. So this is the good thing for them to target, for sure. This is... If this sticks, this is amazing for us. Because it builds a board while we do other stuff. Didn't say please. Alright. Still could be Rogues. Alright, play out like a Teferi or something here. Or Teferi's Tutelage. So we can get out Tergrid. The Lantern is really good. Doing that every single turn is a big deal. Alright, now we'll go Sedgemoor Witch again. They keep holding up mana. Down the lock. Thinking it through, I mean, honestly, Yorion Mill, that's probably where it should Mill should be, you know, like in Yorion deck. Because there are a lot of cards that you end up trimming down to like 3 ofs where they should be 4 ofs. And in a Yorion deck, I think that you can play pretty well with all of the different things there. Having 80 card options. At the same time, though, you still have a less chance of running into Tutelages or multiple Ruin Crabs or whatever else. What do I need to get out right now? All right, Black Source there. I'm debating if I want to get, like, make sure I get Tergrid out here and let them mill out with Ruin Crab for a turn. I might just want to go for the Lantern anyway, because forcing them to lose life here is good. They'll probably just sacrifice the Merfolk Secret Keeper. Blot Out the Sky becomes pretty good amount of creatures for us. Even, maybe when we do that now. Go X3, we have 6 damage hitting in each turn. They have to have a board wipe to deal with it. Six power is not bad. 6 power that they can't really block is not bad. I'm not sure that's the right way to play, but it is not bad. You know, if they have Brazen Borrowers, they can bounce these pretty effectively and block them. Yorion does block it. All right, there's the removal. All right, probably holding up counterspell here. Let's Heartless Act now. Fortunately, we still mill here. Even though the card would have fizzled, it still gets countered before it gets the chance to fizzle, which is frustrating. All right, Yorion comes to hand. We lost our removal. We've seen, yeah, so we're gonna go Tergrid's Lantern. Doing this before we attack in, just to give him the choices here. Yeah, sacrifice the Secret Keeper, swing in. Down to 12, pass the turn. We have Castle Locthwain to draw some cards. Hopefully find a way to deal with that, man. That Silverquill Command would have been real nice right there. Yorion can bounce the tutelage, mill 2 more cards, and draw a card and filter. Yeah, this is a Yorion mill deck. That's the first time I think I've seen that, but it makes so much sense. I feel like the cards that you have, like Didn't Say Please is a card that you don't run a full play set because it's really hard to do. Oh, that's sweet. That was a fantastic top deck. Oh boy. Swing in. Down to 8. Discard a card, why don't ya? And now I think we're back in the lead. 2 cards though, we'll see. They have to deal with this Professor before it gets out of hand for them. The 2 life, the Magecraft ability is actually the scary part here. We have Castle Locthwain to draw and try to find more stuff as well. We have the ability to draw here. Yeah, that was an amazing top deck. Eliminates there. Okay. We also can just start going off with the Tergrid's Lantern a couple times. So first off, tick up. Awful. Well, sure. All right. We can use Tergrid's Lantern a few times. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to do it before they factor in the damage from here. Some people forget about it sometimes. Maybe I do it on the upkeep to force... I want damage to go through, though. Yeah, opponent sweeps up. So just, yeah, we can untap it enough times that they can't get out of the lock there. Unless they find the card to take care of it, which then Lillian kills them. So, good stuff indeed. All right, against Dan Echo. And keep this. Yeah. Plumb the Forbidden with Sedgemoor Witch. Yeah, this is a fantastic hand. Up against Yorion. I mean, they'll probably have removal for Sedgemoor Witch right away. Hopefully we can hold up Plumb the Forbidden at that time, but we shall see. I feel like there's... We played 4 games, and 3 of those games have been Yorion. And I think they've all been different decks, which is kind of interesting. Like, we'll see about this one. But it is a little bit telling sometimes about like how good the companions are. You know, I still like Yorion and everything. That I just wish that they would actually maybe get rid of the companion mechanic. I don't know if they gave us another 10 companions in the next year or so, and different ways to have to build decks and everything like that. I think I'd be okay with that. I honestly, that'd be kind of fun. All right, lead off with the Snarl. Get out Castle Locthwain now. Yeah, play it out. Pass the turn. Okay, play out Sedgemoor Witch. I'm trying to remember what counterspells there are for creatures at 2 mana. I don't think a lot of people are playing those ones. Most people are playing Saw It Coming now, which can be 2 mana, but only if you foretell. And so I think this is a pretty safe play in general. They might have Heartless Act, of course. And then it still does 3 points of damage to him. I really like the ward, the look of ward. Like that's pretty cool stuff. Oh, they didn't pay 3 life. They didn't pay 3 life. Come on, shame scoop, shame scoop, shame scoop. Actually, I don't want that. Apparently, the way that ward works, I've not done it yet, but I'm assuming the way that they have it is they can cast it, and then it gives you an option to have an effect after the case. I think we go Tergrid's Lantern, right? We have 2 double Tergrid, right? Yeah, so Tergrid's Lantern, not a spell, but still good stuff. Attack in. Yeah, they chose not to pay 3 life, and therefore it counters the spell. Which is really crazy. that's interesting stuff. Okay, down to 14. We just got 6 points of damage in for that turn. Good stuff. If we get out Tergrid, then they'll sacrifice Elsewith's Nightmare. If they play anything, we get to start making some tokens. Extinction event. Okay, well that gets around that. Okay, good job, you did it. Oh man. All right, well, lose life. Pass the turn, we get to untap it and do it again. Down to 11. Exiles our graveyard. Cool. Doom Foretold would be bad here. Not hitting a land there was also bad. Bringing them pretty low. They're going to want to start discarding cards about now, especially before we get a Tergrid out, I feel like. All right. Keep going. I mean, a land would have been nice. But okay, down to 5. Pass the turn. Okay. Home to the Sea. Do I do this now? Let's pass the turn. I still want to hold up the removal. With them having less cards in hand, they're probably more likely to take 3 points of damage again. Bringing them down to 2 means that we have a lot more ways to try to make things work. Professor Onyx and a spell, whatever else. Okay, they gain some life, and they have some things to start sacrificing. Cool. Okay, pass. We want to kill Yorions if we can. Thems are bad. Okay, down to 18. Oh my gosh. Do I want to start killing these guys? Alright, so they can sacrifice one of these. Takes it down to 4, really. Alright, activate again. If I hit a land, I might just go again with this, because we can probably sacrifice them down to where they don't get the Doom Foretold. Went down to 1. How can we make them hurt for that? It means they have really good cards in hand. Okay, didn't hit a land again. That's fine. We wanted them to go off with this anyway. We lose the Own of the Sun. They get to gain some life, create a dude. We will drop probably Baleful Mastery here. This way we can play Sedgemoor Witch and Bloodchief's Thirst right away. Get a token, kill that dude. They can't target Sedgemoor Witch or else they die. They can take a look at our hand. Plumb the Forbidden is definitely their best thing to take. Yeah. Alright. And we get to play a Lantern out here soon. Double Heartless Act also just gives us a pretty wide board. Like, they're in trouble. They have to have Extinction Event probably. This does have Menace as well, so we can Heartless Act one of them and even get in. Okay, kills a pest. I think they're trying to force us to play 2 spells here. Brings Yorion to hand. That's game. Good game, sir. We have Menace, but I'm just going to do it anyway. Attack in for 3. Whoo, man. Sedgemoor Witch is so good. I like it. We never actually got to see Killian go off with this deck. I feel like we've only found it like one time and it died immediately. We brought it back and then it died immediately again. I'm not sure if it's needed in the deck, but it is interesting. I do like it. All right, let's go to the wrap up. All right, so we went 3-1 with the deck in free play. We were playing up against some decent decks, though. I mean, a bunch of Yorion decks, which if you guys are looking for a way to beat Yorion decks, apparently this is it. This does it. I'm not sure if this beats the Ultimatum version, just because if they get to Ultimatum, we are in trouble. We probably need a bit more discard in the deck to really make it work well there. And so maybe adding in a couple of Duresses to this deck makes it better. You could honestly go for Doom Foretold type of style and go up to Yorion. I don't know. There's not enough permanence that we really have to make that better, but there's some interesting stuff you can do with it. I like this deck. Professor Onyx is awesome. Tergrid's awesome. Sedgemoor Witch is awesome. Killian, we didn't get to see too much of, but I feel like it would be awesome. The card draw that we had in the deck, Plumb the Forbidden, Silverquill Command, all the card draw with everything else, Castle Locthwain. I've never felt like our life total was that low. Blot Out the Sky seemed awesome. Like, it definitely won us games when it came out. So maybe going up to 2 ofs of this would be good. Let me know from what you guys saw, what you would change with the deck and what you guys think is the best down in the comments below. Would love to hear your thoughts on it all. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe, and I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.